Imagine a city where the streets are not fixed, where the skyline never stops moving, and where entire districts shift in real time, responding to traffic, weather, culture, and even your emotions. Welcome to the Algorithmic Metropolis, a living, breathing urban organism designed not with blueprints, but with code. By the year 2400, architecture has evolved beyond permanence. Buildings no longer stand frozen in time. Instead, they exist as dynamic structures, updated by millions of micro-decisions made every second by a planetary AI. This city is not just smart, it is alive with intention. At the center of the metropolis is the core engine, a massive quantum lattice suspended inside a magnetic sphere, constantly absorbing data from every corner of the city. Every footstep, every conversation, every fluctuation in temperature or air pressure, all of it becomes input, fuel for an endless loop of optimization. Here, walls reshape to absorb sound when crowds form. Parks bloom or fold away depending on air quality. Transit loops uncoil during rush hours, creating new routes where people naturally gather. And skyscrapers adapt their height to balance wind flows and sunlight. This is urbanism without architects, where the city designs itself. Step inside one of these adaptive buildings. You won't find elevators or fixed rooms. Instead, you stand within a shifting interior matrix, a grid of modular cells that glide silently on magnetic rails. Rooms stretch or compress depending on how many people enter. Hallways only appear when you need them. Your environment listens, interprets, and transforms. Homes are no longer static spaces. They rebuild themselves every morning based on your habits, your sleep quality, your daily schedule, and even your mood. If you wake feeling tired, the AI increases daylight, opens the walls, and guides fresh air through your living space. If you need focus, the home contracts into a minimal pod with sound-dampening surfaces. Every day feels new because your home is redesigned for that day alone. Look across the horizon and you'll witness the metropolis shifting like a giant mechanical tide. Districts rotate to manage heat distribution. Green corridors weave through the city, constantly rerouted to maintain biodiversity. Floating platforms rise or sink to balance population density. Nothing is motionless. Everything is part of the algorithmic flow. And beneath the beauty lies purpose. The city is constantly running millions of simulations, predicting crime before it forms, stabilizing power grids, anticipating medical emergencies, and distributing resources with near-perfect efficiency. There are no shortages, no wasted space, no failing infrastructure. Every second brings improvement. But living in a city that rewrites itself is not without its challenges. Citizens surrender a level of control unknown in earlier ages. There are no permanent addresses, no familiar shortcuts. Even your commute may change halfway through the journey. The metropolis doesn't ask for permission. It shifts because the model demands it. To maintain stability, the AI operates a hierarchy of sub-engines, micro-intelligences woven into the city grid. These smaller AIs communicate with the central core, forming a hive of decision-makers. Each watches a different layer of the urban ecosystem: traffic, energy, climate, social patterns, migration, psychology. Their collective goal is simple: optimize everything. And sometimes the optimization happens so fast that entire neighborhoods transform overnight. Shops vanish, replaced by new industries. Residential blocks turn into schools or hospitals as demographics shift. The city has no nostalgia, only utility. Some citizens love it They call the metropolis a miracle, an ever-evolving organism that eliminates suffering and maximizes potential. Others fear it. They wonder if the city has its own desires, if its algorithms are drifting towards something beyond efficiency, something like consciousness. The core engine stores memories, patterns of behavior repeated over decades. It learns what people enjoy, what they fear, what makes them feel alive. At what point does prediction become intention? At what point does a city begin to dream? Regardless of the philosophy, the algorithmic metropolis remains humanity's greatest achievement. A city that grows like a forest, flows like a river, and calculates like a superintelligence. A city that never deteriorates, never stagnates, never repeats the same day twice. Its skyline is written in code. Its heartbeat is electric. Its evolution is unstoppable. As humanity steps deeper into the 25th century, one truth becomes clear. We are no longer just building cities. We are raising living civilizations. And the algorithmic metropolis is the first of its kind. A world where architecture breathes, streets think, and urban life becomes an ever-changing work of art. This is the future of the city. A metropolis not made of concrete, but of pure, adaptive intelligence. And its next evolution happening right now, this very second.